Why are these cups in here?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden, and that is Lauren, and those cups are in here because I switch out the cups based on what kind of beer I brewed. Like if I'm having German beers, I want it in a Stein, but if I make an American lager, I would want it more in like a pint glass type situation.
But they go in the fancy cabinet.
Yes, but I don't like having to go into that cabinet every time I want to get a glass just to have a drink of beer. It's so far out of the way, and they get dusty in there. Anyway, hello everybody. We're Myrta. Excuse you. We are back, and in case you guys couldn't tell, I bought more scotch. A lot more scotch, actually. So, last time we live streamed, which was only 2 weeks ago. So within the last 2 weeks, I've got first it was the Lafroig Carchus, and then I got the Ardbeg Corey Reckon. And then I picked up the Kilchoman Lochgorm. And then I'm throwing the Ugadal in this blend as well, since I really like the Ugadal. And I'm curious, these two are both sherried, and this is sherried. This one's not, but it's new, so that's why it's in here. But really, it's kind of like a sherry peated Scotch blind with Corey Reckon in it. But I have obviously drank some of the Lafroig. I have had 2 or 3 glasses of the Corey Reckon, and I have not even opened the Kilchoman Lochgorm. So I decided to get these all blind and really see which ones. I don't know them all very well. Apart from this is actually a Bourbon Bar record, like full-heartedly. Look how low. I don't know if you guys hold on. I only got this bottle like a month ago. And I'm over halfway, and it's not, I've shared a little bit of it, but most of that is me. Like, it's impressive work for me, okay? I don't normally just sit down and drink whiskey like that.
So what randomly happened that all of a sudden you started wanting scotch?
I tasted it.
No,
I tasted good, like,
but when?
heavily. So I always knew I liked peated Scotch, and I, like, it's just I never really. It was always good. I just couldn't find the
this
time.
This like the monkey shoulder.
Does it? I couldn't find the time and money to get into Scotch when I was so busy doing bourbon. But it had been like 3 months. Hadn't bought a single thing of bourbon, and I honestly have gotten to the point where a lot of new bourbons coming out, and they're just same or different iterations of the same bottle that I already have, or like it doesn't interest me as much, I guess. Like some of the releases just don't interest me as much. And don't get me wrong, still the Bourbon Bar, still love bourbon. And there are some releases out there that I still really want. I'd love to find a Jack 14. I'd love to get my hands. I mean, obviously I've had the Rio before, but I'd love to get my hands on a Rio. There's still a lot of bourbon out there that I want. But in terms of like, do I want to spend another $80 on an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof? Again, no. Because I have 13 of them. Do I want to buy another Larceny Barrel? All this stuff that like I kind of would nickel and dime the non-really important bourbon spending that I've done. Like obviously the like really allocated stuff I'm gonna want to buy and probably end up buying. But most of that comes out at the end of the year, and maybe some sprinkled throughout the year. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is just stuff that I already kind of have. And when I first tasted heavily peated Scotch, so I had tasted Ardbeg before, Ardbeg 10, and I liked it and I remembered liking it. So I knew I wanted to step it up a little bit when I got my first heavily peated Scotch. But apart from the Ardbeg 10, I had never had a really, truly, and I guess I tried Lafroig a long time ago, the base Lafroig. But apart from those two, I never really had heavily peated Scotch. And there was never in a situation where I was sitting down exploring. The couple times I had it was either around a bonfire or at a bar. It wasn't really just sit down, try it, whatever. So, your parents gave me a wine cellar gift card for Christmas?
I thought that was a list of it.
Or was it a list? Someone gave me I'm sorry if I forgot, but someone gave me a wine cellar gift card, so a liquor store gift card. And I'm like, it's not my money technically. So if I spend it on a scotch, I'm not gonna feel bad if it's not like, something I enjoy as much. And then I bought the Ardbeg Ugadal, and it was good. Oh, so good. But anyway, and then after that, I was like, okay, so Ardbeg Ugadal is good. That's just one heavily peated Scotch. They're probably not all this good. So then I got the Lagavulin 16. Huh. Then I'm like, screw it. Let's get the Laphroaig Carchus, because you guys recommended it. Oh no, wait, did I get the Laphroaig first, or did I get the... No, I got the Bruichladdich Port Charlotte heavily peated. And that was the first one that I was like, this is still good, but it actually isn't enough peat. Like, compared to what I was... The Ugadal and Lagavulin, like... After I did that blind on the live stream 2 weeks ago, I'm like, the Port Charlotte doesn't have as much peat as these, and maybe I was just getting in my head, but I didn't like it as much as I liked those two, which are both heavily peated. So then I listened to you guys, and I got the Laphroaig off recommendation, the Carchus, because I talked about, I wanted the Laphroaig, but I've been scarred in the past by Laphroaig. And then I was just watching, I dove into Scotch YouTube, just watching a bunch of reviews of different kinds of Scotch. And everyone's talking about the Ardbeg Corey Vrecken. So I had my eye on this bottle for like a while being like a week or two before I decided to just make the purchase. And then another one that was recommended by you guys, and I don't know if it was necessarily the Loch Gorm, but Kilchoman kept being recommended. And actually, Sugar Kitty had sent me a Kilchoman in the advent calendar this year. So I was able to go back into my samples and try a little bit before I picked up this bottle, and it was good. I don't remember exactly which one I had, but it was good, and so now I got this one. So part of the reason this bottle of Ugadal is so low is simply because it was the first one of all the peated scotches I got, and since I don't have a lot of peated scotch in order to really just drink it, I have limited options. And this is actually the cheapest one, apart from, it's only like $10 more expensive than the Port Charlotte. So I'm just being efficient in my drinking is what I'm doing. But let's go ahead and say hi to all the people in here, read the comments, and then I'm going to step out and Lauren's going to pour.
I was not pre-warned.
Blind. I told you, I've been talking about doing this blind like the last couple days and all day today. So
I don't get
I don't wanna
paid
hear
for
it.
this shit.
I pay you in other ways.
No, you don't. You're disgusting.
Gotta get the protein in before we do the whiskey.
So what's worse? Mixing milk and scotch or mixing protein powder?
Why do you have to bring that up again? I'm going to be thinking about it the whole time. But to be fair, this is water in there, so.
With milk in it.
Sugar Kitty says, meow, hashtag TGIT, hashtag multitasking. Sugar Kitty, welcome to it. Thanks for being here. And if you could give me the specs on the What? The Kilchoman that you had sent me in the advent calendar. I'd like to know more about it, because I threw out the picture and I didn't really, I don't know what release it was. I only know, the ABV and whatever from the YouTube video that I made on advent calendar. So if you wanted to drop a hint, that'd be cool. Peter White is here. Peter, cheers to you, good sir. He says, cheers all. Welcome to it. DJ D-Rec Whiting is here. The actually OG Scotch getter into her guy. The guy who got me into Scotch is here. Derek Whiting, cheers to you, sir. Hashtag Lauren Show. It is a Lauren Show. Loch Gorm is a heck of a bottle, he says. I'm hoping so. It's not even opened, which I'm going to do before I leave because I have a thing about opening bottles that makes me happy.
You don't want me to be happy?
Would it make you happy to open a bottle?
It'll make me happy to have something I want.
Peter says the Kilchoman Snag cask strength came out and went so fast I did not get a sniff. They have that in cast strength? Oh, I would love that in cast strength. I mean, I have never had the normal one. The store, I looked for these around at a couple different stores, and I just found it at one store. There's one store in like anywhere near Green Bay, Wisconsin, even including Appleton, that carries Kilhoman, and they actually had this one. They had the yellow one. It's a wine finish. It sounds like it would be a savory wine, but it's a really sweet wine. Shit, I can't think of it, but it's like Sauterne casks. I don't know why Sauterne sounds like it should be savory, but it's like a sweet wine. It's almost like an ice wine.
Wow.
But I would love to get my hand on the Sundag cast strength. Robin Whiting is here, says cheers. Oh, Robin, welcome to it. Thanks for stopping in. Sipping on the Compass Box Orchard House here, kids got me. I know where we're going after the live stream. Just kidding. Haney Z says, got a Glenmoran G12 back up on clearance for $22.99 today. Score. Nice. That's actually a pretty good deal. Also, Derek, how is it? Totally glazed over the fact that you're drinking it. How is it? I'd love to know. I wanted to buy, I saw Compass Box Peat Monster, and then they had a Peat Monster cast strength there as well. I contemplated it, and then I almost bought a Compass Box Secrets of Smoke. But I went with this one instead, the Kilhoman. I was teetering between the two. Scotch might curdle the milk, but you'll live. Hey, but it's not milk though, to be fair. Derek Scotch Whiting. Cheers, bud. Fucking A. Okay, so.
When you go get you something, can you bring my phone?
Why, are you bored?
No, but I want to play my game.
Okay, so. Oh, I was going to open the Kilhoman. Which, by the way, that's a slick bottle. And it actually feels like the neck has a bump out, which I like. Like, the one thing about the Brooklotti Port Charlotte, heavily peated.
Can you help?
Is, no, I think I got it. I'm just trying not to stab my nail. Because, like, it's one of those things where, like, it'll poke you under the nail and it will hurt.
So do you want me to get it?
If you could just, like, get that one piece started and then I'll do it. So, anyway. Thanks. What was I saying?
The Port Charlotte lip.
The Port Charlotte has, like, this weird little, like, lip thing that it goes, like, and then it's like anti-spill, and it's fantastic. This does not have that. Disappointing. But it's still a cool bottle, to be fair. Oh! It's so tight. Smells good. Okay, I don't wanna give it away. So I'm not gonna actually smell it. But I'm stepping out. Lauren's gonna pour this blind. Peter White says the Peat Monster is Kalila and Lafroig blend, I believe. Okay. Interesting. I've never had Kalila, so that'd be a good one to try eventually, since it is one of the Big Isle distilleries. It is sweet with apples, very easy drinking. Good. Well, I think that's what it's supposed to be, so. Glenloch Kilfroid. Yeah. That was a good Michael Jackson impression, to be fair. Wait, what? I did me?
Was
You?
that when I went,
Hee. All right, I'm stepping out. Don't forget to write down what you pour.
what if I don't want to?
Well, then I'll be sad.
What if I just mix them all together?
Please don't.
That would be too funny.
I want to drink them.
Okie dokie. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh! You're still in here. There's manhole in here. Oh. Okay, so. Jesus. Oh my gosh. It's smoking, guys. That's crazy. Okay, so this one's gonna go right here. Glug, glug, glug. Okay. So that is 3. And that is spelled Kilc.
I'm not used to these. I don't know how to smell them. Okay, so that one's right there. And then this one. Why does he always leave this shit on the screen? How am I supposed to do a good job? I'll move this. Okay. This one. Okay. This one will go right here. So that one will go right there. Ugh, that one's crooked. Too skinny. I don't know how to spell this shit. PHROAIG. Okay. Then this one is that one. Okay. That one will go right here. That one is spelled UIGEADAIL. Okie dokie. And lastly, this one. Can you see? Hold on. Can you see that? Okay. Bum. That will be in this one right here. Oh, wow. This one's obnoxiously dark. That's crazy. So that is spelled CORRYVRECKAN. Whew. Lord of mercy. Okay, so this is the order. So you guys remember. Is that good? Okay. I'm all done.
All right, Marta. Okay, I'm excited.
Where's my phone?
Fuck. Where's your phone?
I don't know. If you don't find it, I'm gonna dump out all the whiskey.
Oh my goodness.
Asking for one thing. And one thing only. So, how's it going? It's real quiet.
I was gonna bring you a treat, but you ate all the chocolate.
I did, on purpose.
Marta, look out.
Now I can play my game.
Yes. Okay. Here's the lineup. Oh, it smells glorious in here.
The curry?
No, the peat. No. What's wrong with you? Okay, so A, B, C, D?
Yeah.
Good. So, anything I can't read in here?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, I think honestly the next thing I'm going to get in the Scotch realm is, I know some of you guys may not like this because it may not be as interesting to watch, I guess, but it'll be interesting for me to drink, and that is Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. So let's see how that goes. I like how they're all cast strength because I'm proof whore. So, and I think it's going to be nice that they have cast strength, heavily peated, or just peated Scotch. You know what I mean? I just feel like the bourbon, I feel so much. I care about all the brand and the name and the allocation. And I feel like I don't care as much about that with the Scotch as long as I'm drinking good Scotch.
Who's my baby?
Me.
When you crouch on like that, it makes me look like a giant.
Maybe you are giant. Just kidding. Okay, so starting over here with glass A. Oh, look who it is. Whiskey Uncensored. It's Butt Stuff Ben. Welcome to it. Welcome to the Smoky Butt Blind. It is a Smoky Butt Blind. You know, I don't know if I've drank enough Scotch at once to tell, but I wonder if your farts will be a little peated if you drink
And
a lot of
I'm
Scotch.
the weird one.
I'm just saying. He's the one who brought it up. Smoky
You
Butt Blind.
brought it up.
Anyway, let's get glass A on the nose. Okay. I know which one this is. No, for real, this one definitely is going to be from what I'm guessing, the most sherry forward. It's very, first of all, it's very dark, so that is a little telling. Luckily, Scotch a lot of times has green bottles when it's peated like this, which means you can't tell what color it is. So that's cool. So I can't just look at it and see which one's darker. Yeah. But I do know there's a lot of sherry notes, a lot of like sweet, earthy, fruity ness on the nose, and a lot less peat. I mean, there's not a whole lot of peat in the nose of this whiskey. There is peat, obviously, but it's not much. It's really sherry forward, really oaky too, and just it's got a lot of just really nice notes. Now we'll drink it. Now we'll drink it.
You're being about.
I'm sorry, what was I supposed to do? Contaminate the first sip with a burp? Had a good push.
Why are you burping already? You haven't even sipped anything.
That's fair. Also, I feel like we should put the bottles up here so people can see them.
Well, I already showed them all in very close detail.
I know, but it always looks better when people can see what you're drinking.
Well, maybe you should clean up in here.
Maybe I should clean up in here, but you know what? I don't like your attitude, young lady.
I'm the one with the problem now.
Alright. So, that way if people are joining later, they can see what's going on here. What's going on here?
So they can see that?
That is a lot better. They can see it over there in the corner.
I don't get you.
Peter White says Isle oven versus Dutch oven. Damn. That's one way to smoke some meat.
I'm gonna fart on you tonight.
My favorite journey is here. Welcome. He says cheers. Scotch, ugh, lol. Hey, you know what? I know. Hey, we're at the bourbon bar and we're doing scotch, but
for the 90th week in a row. And it's like the same 2 fucking bottles half the time.
3 of these bottles have never been drank on the channel before, and 1 of them has been drank once on the channel. So, you know what?
I don't believe you.
You know what? And it's only been a month.
That's gotta be a lie.
I feel like I'm pretty sure it's only been a month. I would have got my first peated scotch.
They're all more happy to watch you drink the scotch than they are to not watch you drink anything because you tend to get distracted.
Because of you?
Fuck you!
I mean, look at the shirt she's wearing. How am I supposed to not get distracted, you know? Am I right?
What's wrong with you?
Cheers.
I wore this shirt all day. You're the only one that said anything.
I know I wasn't the only one who thought it.
I didn't see any men today, so.
Alright. See? That's nice.
What's nice? My shirt?
That is too. Well, this is nice. There's definitely a lot more peat coming through on the palate of it, but it still is like really like sherry forward, sweet, red fruits and earthiness. I get a little bit of a. Oh, I thought I had a note on the nose there. I missed it. Yes, I do get a little bit of a. It's more of like a medicinally peat, which I've come to appreciate actually, surprisingly. A little bit more on the iodine side of things, a little bit more Band-Aid-y, but still like it's buried in sherry flavor, and it does have that really sweet, desserty, sherry aspect to it. So it's definitely a really easy peated scotch to drink, in my opinion. I think it's.
You know what's funny?
One of the easiest.
Pete's wife's name is Sherry.
Pete and Sherry, a match made in a barrel. But yeah, that's funny. We should have a tally how many times I say Pete on here. Sure, he says Pete, he's a good guy. Pete is a good guy. Peter White says, Pete says, Black Glens may have been a must for this. True. Although, these 3 are identical in color. Or close to it. I just know this one's Lafroig, but I
You've
could.
had it on the channel before.
What? No, I haven't.
Uh-huh.
No.
You had Lafroig on here.
This Lafroig.
I don't know. Do you have more than one?
No.
Then yeah.
How long ago?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, we did a live stream where I had 3 scotches. It was Ardbeg, Ugadal, Lagavulin 16, and Port Charlotte. And
Someone please tell me that we have a Lafroig on here.
and while we were doing that live stream, they had suggested that I pick up the Lafroig Carchus because that would be one that I would like more. It would be a Lafroig that I would like more. And so after that live stream is when I picked up the Lafroig Carchus. So
Look,
that's the story. That's
I
my
have
story.
not heard the words Lafroig as many times as I have in the past 2 weeks, and it's because it was
Lafroig. Well, that sucks. I should actually get some colored blends though. But I also something about drinking out of a colored
What if we
blend
just
is.
blindfold you?
You just want me to be blindfolded so you can take advantage of me, and that's not
What
okay.
am I doing here?
You know, put a sock over the camera.
Why does there have to be a sock on the camera?
You tell him. That's you. You're telling me.
Yeah, what did I tell
Get it
you?
together. I know, it's unbelievable. What were you saying again? I missed it.
We all missed it because you don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know if I read the comment in time to even respond to that, but yeah. I think it's time to move on to the next one. All right, glass B on the nose. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. That actually smells like physical vanilla frosting. Like sometimes I say like metallic frosting and it's more like metallic vanilla. This is like thick, sweet vanilla frosting on the nose. Oh, God, it's heavenly. It's thick, sweet vanilla frosting with a hint of like a smoked, I don't know if I want to say bacon. It's not quite strong enough for bacon. That smoked flavor is in there though. So it's almost like a smoked dessert, like a smoked cobbler. It has this like, it has this wetness to it. I don't know how else to describe it, but like, I smelled wet.
You're weird.
Maybe it's like a damp, boggy smokiness. I don't know, but it smells really good. I haven't had these. I don't think I've had these 3. I don't think these 3 are different enough that I'm going to be able to pick one out and be like, that's one of them. This one is so far off base with the palate and the nose in particular of like a lot less peat and a lot more cherry. So I feel like that's why I could tell it's Lafroig. And watch it would not be, right? Watch it be Ugadal or something. But this, however, I cannot tell you which one this is at all. Sure, he says wetness. Oh my. Well, that's just the way it is. Sometimes in the bourbon bar, things get wet. Bino says cheers. Bino in the house. Cheers, Bino in the house. Hey. I would like to let you guys know that I said that before I read the comment. I didn't know Bino that well. But Bino, welcome to it. Cheers to you, good sir.
What's fucking happening with you right
Bino
now?
before there be no gas.
What's wrong with you?
Just enjoying my whiskey.
You're being weird.
Glorious whiskey.
Yes. What's wrong with you?
You know what? Actually, there is like a stone fruity peach ring vibe going on in the palate of this one. It's like peach cobbler smoked on the grill. The peat is still in there on the palate. Definitely some smoke coming through. Oh man. See, I don't know. I think it's just because it's so different from bourbon that it makes me excited to be getting these different notes. Something like there's not a single bourbon out there that tastes like this, and that's why I think it's so exciting for me to be in the like diving into some peated Scotch because it's just so and like they go together so well. It's like sweet and savory or sweet and spicy. It's like it just you know. Do
Do we know?
I digress. Definitely stone fruity though on the palate. A little bit more oak in the nose too after the first sip. Wet and dusty. I'd say like
Quite
it's
descriptive here.
it's giving like old bookshelf vibes.
Okay.
Damp and dusty. It's like a cellar or a basement. Oh, it's good. Oh.
Do you think that they come on here because they want to hear you moan?
You never know.
Because you're like, oh yeah.
You never know what might trip their
so
trigger.
Good. What the fuck?
Can I get a oh yeah? So anyway. Yeah, so I like that. That's good. I like it a lot. Ugh. At a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally. That you didn't think that was funny?
Ouch! That hurt. Old boob shelf vibes. Hell yeah.
Why is there bookshelf?
Boob shelf. I like that. Because boob shelves are the best shelves. Imagine a shelf just full of boobs.
Understand?
Alright, so let's go into glass C. The people are leaving because you're not talking to them.
I am so sorry. What do you want me to say? All we are is listening to you alone. Like an old crazy man. I have no words to say.
Glass C is citrus central. It is
citrus
orange.
central.
Honestly, orange zest and orange fruit. Or like orange juice. It's like sweet, citrusy, lighter peat. Still damp. Still wet. Maybe peat just has a wet note that I get. I do feel like I want
Did you get this note last time we drank?
I don't know, probably somewhere in there. I do feel like I want to pour like a controlled bourbon to reset my pedometer, my pedometer. Because I feel like it doesn't smell like super peaty because I just came off of glass B, which is super peaty. It does actually no. So I guess maybe in this one the peat is presenting itself a little bit more as like campfire peat. Well, yeah, it's a little bit more like gentle campfire peat and a lot less of the fatty, briny peat, like the smoked meat. A little bit more like the campfire. It's like orange juice next to a campfire, like an orange juice cocktail next to a campfire.
I'm confused.
What? You never had orange juice next to a campfire before?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Okay.
Hashtag wine rack. Whiskey Uncensored says pedometer.
I thought it was a Peter meter.
It is a peter meter. And Sugar says we've really gone into new territory. Hashtag peter meter.
Is this new territory? Because let's be honest.
It is. So besides the citrus, it also has a little bit of stone fruit and a little bit of a hint of that vanilla. That sweet vanilla in there. It is a little bit lighter and less sweet, or less peat than the first two. But it's more on the citrus side of things, and it's campfire smoke. Oh, it's got like a fruit cocktail vibe, like the fruit cocktail cups.
Like in the cans?
Like, yeah, in the can or whatever, it's got like the cherries and the oranges and the whatever, and the, I don't know, what are the cantaloupe? Or what, I don't know.
Papaya?
Papaya. I don't think there's papaya in fruit.
The pink stuff?
Is that papaya?
It's not cantaloupe.
What?
I think it's papaya. Or grape.
Is there a papaya in fruit cocktail? I gotta know. Because, like, what the hell?
Do you even know what papaya is?
Yeah, I used to play this Rugrats game on GameCube, and you had to ride around in a boat and collect papayas while not getting eaten by the alligators. Honestly,
Have you ever seen the
that Rugrats game was fucking awesome.
Have you ever seen the video of the people from somewhere in the Caribbean that do the papaya eating contest? And they're like,
Same though.
what is wrong?
All right, let's get on the palette.
So, do you think you're good enough to play games with these?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, you're not even good enough to play games with your bourbon, so I don't know why you sound so confident.
I have a lot. I have like 7 scotches, 7 peated scotches, and
I'm just messing with
a
you.
lot of them are very different from each other.
Just messing with
I know, but I mean, like, I feel like it's definitely easier to tell peated scotch apart, at least from what my limited selection, than it is for bourbon. A lot of bourbon can have a lot of the same notes, but like depending on peated scotch, you either get iodine and medicinal smoke.
Why do you keep giving medical terms out?
Because that's what
What does iodine taste
Lefroy
like?
tastes like.
When was the last time you tasted iodine?
Like Band-Aids, like it's got this like
I don't think there's iodine in Band-Aids.
it's just general medicinal. People say iodine all the
When people say
time.
medicinal, I think of cherries.
This is like not that. This is like
I just want to know who drank the iodine to be
you
able
don't
to
have
say,
to
"What's
drink it. You
taste
can
like?"
just smell it.
When was the last time you smelled iodine?
I don't know. When I was in middle school,
Okay,
elementary school.
you don't remember then.
Anyway.
I don't think you get. Marta's licking my toes.
Kinky bastard.
Oh, you just rubbed his wiener on my toe.
Damn, he's trying to get a whole ass
What
foot
is
job
going
over here.
on?
That's sick. That's fucking sick.
He's hungry, that's why. He's like, why are you guys doing this and not feeding me?
Alright, let's get another sip.
If you're back together, I bet you do.
See, that peat is a lot more, I almost want to say delicate, but still heavy peat. It's got like that like bonfire-esque peat notes. It's got like the smoke of a bonfire. And citrus fruit, and it's super fruity, like, but like light fruity. I don't know. Orange juice next to a bonfire. That's actually a pretty decent
I just
description.
don't understand where you're getting that from. What does that mean?
Like if you were on the beach, right, and you're having a beach bonfire,
I've never had a beach.
and then you get a little orange juice. Maybe you put a little tequila or rum or whiskey in there, and then you put a little grenadine and make a tequila sunrise, and then it's like orange juice on the beach. Like it's kind of like same vibes.
Okay.
Yep. So, Vito's here. You can start the show now. Hey, the show's been started hanging. What the heck, man? Papaya, pretty high end for a fruit cup. See? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, then there's something in it.
There is something. I know what you're talking about. It's like the kind of like pink,
It's pink,
white,
yeah.
like white, like speckled, or
Is
like
it grapefruit?
No, it's like hot. It's like cubed.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it.
What's all in fruit cocktail? Sherry says usually that's a horrid peaches and skinned grapes and pears.
Peaches, grapes,
Oh, pears. It's
pineapples.
pears. It's pears, and it gets the color from the rest of the stuff in the thing. You're right. It is pears. I can taste it already. I can taste it right now. Lauren, iodine is a thing we promise you, Ella. Or iodine is a thing we promise you. Yes, iodine is a very prolific tasting note in Lefroy.
I just don't think you should be able to say iodine when you don't know what it tastes like.
It's like all things medicinal. Like I watched a video on why Lefroy tastes medicinal, and it's because there's something used to make medical items, and it's like iodine, Band-Aids, like all like.
I just
A
don't
lot of
think-
medical
that
things
just
are created
doesn't
with
sound
this thing.
Yummy.
Yeah, but like neither does manure. But every time you get a cigar that smells like manure, you know it's going to be a good fucking cigar. Like it's just one of those. It's kind of like I don't smoke weed, but people do, and they like it. So, and I think it smells like shit, like skunk. But I bet if I smoked it, I would smell it and be like, "Oh yeah, it smells good," right? The same way. Before I drank Peated Scotch, I'm like, oh. And now I'm just like, huh. Yeah.
You have a problem.
Yeah, maybe. People say the iodine when they mean the Band-Aid, but really it's the sea spray.
What the fuck is a sea spray? Like
You would think
something?
it's the R, but it's actually the C.
Okay.
What's Pirate's favorite letter?
R.
You would think it's the R, but it's actually the C.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Sea
understand your joke right there.
sea spray is sort of ozone smell to me.
What the fuck does the ozone smell like? What the fuck?
You gotta fly up into the ozone layer and just
enjoy these references.
So from the person who calls out cucumber in a really sweet bourbon.
Okay, but you know what cucumber smells like.
Yeah, but you don't know what leather tastes like, but yet you know when you taste a leather note in whiskey.
Yes, but I can understand like leather has a smell.
Iodine has a potent smell.
But you don't know what it smells like!
Iodine to me is when you have an old spoon and like you like are eating with the spoon and you get that metallic-y taste in your mouth. That's what I envision as iodine.
I have no words for you.
Do you ever eat it with an old spoon and like it tastes like you're just licking batteries or something? Like
Sometimes if I stick a spoon all the way in the back of my mouth, I get a little bit cringy. I think that's outside.
I think he's breathing through his nose and is making a whistle. Anyway, Sherry says, but you can really mean a bunch of different things from medicinal, like NyQuil, iodine, dimetap. I don't know what that one is. And Pedialyte.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mean the NyQuil. I think I mean iodine.
He thinks.
I'm pretty sure. I am weird though, never get mint notes in whiskey, others say they are minty. I've gotten very few mint notes. I definitely get a mint note in Eagle Rare.
I thought it was grapey.
It is grapey, but remember when I had the chapstick on yeah.
That wasn't Eagle Rare, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
I called Eagle Rare a rye, and I did it twice because I did it in the last Advent calendar with Casey.
What's wrong with you?
Different types of mint, peppermint, spearmint, methanol, or menthol, etc. That's true. Depending on the concentration, spearmint can come across as dill, and there is a variant that comes out caraway instead. So I can get a dill note pretty well. Peter says, still house and cask strength Shelfer was the most metallic whiskey I've ever tried. Okay. I've never had the cask strength Shelfer. I've only ever had picks. So, and everyone always says the picks are significantly better. So, if you think it's Band-Aid, then that's a good one everyone knows.
I just don't understand who's eating the Band-Aid.
It is Band-Aid-y. Band-Aid, it just has this like rubbery, like medicinal. You know what your medicine cabinet smells like. That's like Band-Aid-y and medicinal to me. Unless if I say medicinal, I'll say like medicinal cherry. That's when I'm talking about cough drops and NyQuil. If I just say just medicinal, that's when I'm talking like iodine, Band-Aids, etc. Most metallic whiskey I ever had is Bowmore. I've never had Bowmore. So.
What's a Bowmore?
Scotch.
Oh, I never heard of it.
I believe. Or Irish. Scotch. It's Scotch.
It's
Scotch. Alright, let's get glass D on the nose. What do you want? Something else to drink?
It's kind of yummy.
Okay, I feel like I really need a bourbon control whiskey because there's so much less peat in this. It's almost got like this MGP vibe to it, like light fruits and vanilla caramely, like. Where's the peat? My peter meter is way off.
Did that help?
Yep. Bowmore is one of the. Oh, Dime Tap is a kind of cough syrup.
Martha.
What the hell, bro? Okay, that makes sense. Never had metallic taste on Bowmore.
There.
But I've never had their core range stuff. Bowmore is one of the old school Isla Peated Scotches. Oh. I can picture the bottle now. It's kind of got like these lines, and then like there's an age statement. It's like Bowmore 12, and then there's like a little box around it, and then there's a Bowmore 15.
One of these things?
No, I just need to like. I mean, yeah, if you want.
What one do you want?
I don't know. Pick one.
A light one? A heavy one?
A lighter one. Something just light and sweet.
I almost fell out of the chair.
All it's doing is resetting
If I would have fallen
mine.
out of the chair, would you have picked me? Would you have got me, or do you think I would have taken on the whole shelf with me?
I would have got you.
Because I almost missed the backer, so it would have
I would have got you. I would have held your legs.
broken my back.
Okay. Yeah, this actually, I do get a little bit more peat in this, but it is really, it got a lot of.
That was drier than an old lady's cunt. Did you like my analogy?
Not too much. There we go. Perfect.
There's even dust in it.
There's dust in it? It's a dusty. Okay. Yeah, that.
It's like
Why would
Christmas.
you? Why'd you shake it that much? It's one is like.
It's bothering me. Well, it's a fake cork. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to shake it.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get glass D on the palette. I'll use that later when I'm going back through. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. If I were a betting man, I'd say Lafroig, Ardbeg, Kilhoman, Ardbeg. I don't know which Ardbegs. I don't know if any of those are true, but I feel like Ardbeg has a little bit more of a distinct palate. They can differ a bit more on the nose, but on the palate, the Ardbeg is meaty and smoky and like,
Meaty.
I think I'm just part of the Ardbeg cult is what I am. And watch is not the Ardbeg.
Is Ardbeg the Buffalo Trace of Scotch?
No. The stuff they drink in suits is the Buffalo Trace of Scotch.
I don't know what they drink.
Macallan.
Oh, that one.
But a lot of people don't like Isla Scotch. Like, I'd say Ardbeg is more of the not Knob Creek, but like Ardbeg is popular, but also really good, and that's why it's popular.
Oh.
Whereas Buffalo Trace is, well, we all know how we feel about Buffalo Trace.
Well, good thing you got some radio for yourself.
So on the nose is still really sweet. I do feel like there's a little bit of sherry impact in here. Maybe it's the Ugadal, could be. But on the palate, though, it is so smoked, bacon, peppery. It's like when I smoke a brisket and then you squish it and all the fat just oozes out of it. That's what it tastes like, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, all right. I actually, these would be hard to rank right now. I'm not sure.
Like by your favorites or what they are?
By my favorites, because I really like all of them.
Okay.
Bowmore is one of the old school. Oh, I read that already. Yes, that is a good description of the bottle. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My eye is twitching.
Oh no.
Where's one? Hold on. Wait, I should let go of my eyebrow. It'll do it. Maybe not. It's doing that thing where like the eyelid just kind of like spasms. Oh, I just did it. Oh, it's doing it right now. Hold on. See it?
Well, you were mid.
Hold on. It'll do it. I promise. I promise. Right there.
You keep linking. Oh,
There.
that? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you look a little stupid.
I can't control it. It's been doing it all day. Not all day. The second half of the day. It's like drooping down. Like I feel stupid.
What if you start?
I forgot this was Buffalo Trace. I smelled it and I'm like, what the fuck? Smells like strawberry cookies. To be fair, it smells pretty good. Peter Wright says Bowmore special stuff went from reasonable to a lot of money. And for my limited Scotch YouTube research, that's what I've heard. I heard it was decent stuff at a decent price, and then now it's just overpriced. It kind of became the who did that for the whiskey? Oh, for the bourbon world. Well, Woodford fucking did that for sure with their limited releases. I mean, everyone did that, but Woodford is notorious. Even Wild Turkey did that too with all their limited stuff. Like, the special stuff is way more expensive than it used to be reasonable. At least Ardbeg core range has remained solid for a long time. Special stuff is either crap or way overpriced or both. That I feel like that's true. I've never had a community release or anything like special from Ardbeg, but from all the core releases that I have had, so good. I've never had the Wee Beastie and I've never had the Anoa, but I'll get them eventually. Ardbeg 10 might have taken a small step backward, but it's still great young Isle of Peach for a reasonable price. Yeah, I could say. I do like the Ardbeg 10. I've only ever had it recently when I compared it side by side to the Ugadal, in which case it falters in comparison because it's so much lighter, but it is still really good. And if I was starting off the night with an Ardbeg 10, I'd be a happy camper. I'd be pretty content. Sugar says Angel's Envy. Yeah, that's another one. Angel's Envy is outrageous change in prices and stuff. Oh, it smells like just sugar candy.
What's wrong with you?
I was seeing if I could see it in the thing, and I can.
It goes like this.
I know, it's like...
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Do you want me to punch you and see if it goes away?
No, it went away. I don't know why it came back. It went away earlier.
Maybe because you didn't eat enough.
I was thinking that because I get muscle spasms a lot when I'm dieting. But I've been dieting for like 2 days. I mean, I cheated this weekend. Kill me, right? But sue me. But I've been dieting for like 2 days, and it's already doing that. What the hell? Maybe I'm having sugar withdrawals. Could be that.
Maybe you should chill out then.
The 10 is only a few dollars more and way better. Then what? Wait. What? A few dollars more than what? My eyes drive me crazy. Zach Tucker is here. Cheers, Zach. Welcome to it. Says if I have to listen to him talk about Ardbeg 10 at poker night again, I'm going to take all of his money. Well, show us how much you listen, Zach. I was talking about the Ardbeg Ugadal, okay? And just because I got hammered off of Ardbeg Ugadal a couple too many times.
The amount of times that Holden has come into bed fucking sloshed after he started drinking scotch the past few weeks is insane. Like, borderline concerning. And I've had to yell at him.
I'll admit, I've been having a good time. You know, just hanging around.
Okay, Peter.
No, yeah.
I mean, Patrick.
What?
You sound like Patrick Mahomes when you do stupid shit like that.
No, I sound like the guy talking about Patrick Mahomes when he says, Patrick Mahomes, that's something we'd see out of Patrick Mahomes. But the way I was talking is, what is not Beetlejuice? Wait, is it Beetlejuice? That, like, nerdy guy with the big old fucking round glasses? Anyway, Peter Wright says, other than Dark Cove, none of the committee releases have really impressed me to the point of paying double the price of Karchus. Interesting. Have you ever had the Lefroy Lore? Because they have it at Total Wine, and I've been eyeing it up, but it's not cheap. And but I've heard incredible things about it. I don't know. You tell me. Figure it out. Don't bother with Wee Beastie. I feel like for the amount that I like,
And the wee beastie.
I feel like for the amount that I don't like or for the amount that I like the super heavy stuff, and I prefer the heavier peat over the lighter peat. I feel like Wee Beastie would be a little bit too bright and fruity from the reviews I've watched. And I feel the same way about Anoa. I feel like Anoa is going to be more lighter profile. What I really want is the heavy, denser stuff. The comment before, a few more dollars on the Wee Beastie. Oh yes, yeah, and I would have to agree. It's probably better. I've never had Wee Beastie, but from the reviews I've seen, it's decent, but it's not worth getting over the 10. Bourbon Neophyte is the original channel name Oxymoron.
Wait, does he do Scotch?
Yeah, he does.
Hmm.
Is the original. What? Oxymoron?
What does neophyte mean?
Huh?
What does neophyte mean?
I think Neophyte is like novice or beginner, I think. I looked it up once.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
Bourbon beginner?
No, because he's not a beginner.
Oh, maybe. Peter Wright says next cartridge is Lore Caster. So you're saying I should just wait? Okay. So how much did it cost? Because cartridge this year was $100 or whatever, the one I have. Which by the way is a mix of their PX sherry and their Oloroso sherry. Forgot to mention that. It's this past year's, I think. But the Lore is $144 around me. And so what happens if they make a cartridge, which is a cask strength Lore?
You cry.
I buy it, is what I do.
Well, you have to ask permission from your bank account.
My bank account.
And your bank account says you have to buy me something first.
Lore is bigger money. It's good, but in my opinion, not worth the money. Okay, good to know. If you want something else heavy, get a Port Charlotte instead of the Lore.
He has portrait.
Are you talking about? Wait. This Port Charlotte? Because this feels light to me. I mean, the peat of it. Unless you're talking about Berclotti Octomore, because I want an Octomore. But I digress. Tree says newbie. That's what Bourbon Neophyte means. Bourbon newbie. Past year, Carriages is cask favorites. Yes, that is what I have, which is a homage to their PX Sherry and their Oloroso. Or no, it's a homage to their Triple Wood and PX Sherry. So it's aged in ex-bourbon and quarter casks before being finished in PX casks. And that's it. So anyway, and I'm also a friend of Lefroy, so I have a little square foot parcel of land in Iowa that I'm gonna go visit when we go.
One day.
In
In 2027.
Yep. Lore is too expensive for me. There are many age-stated scotches from independent bottlers, which is what I can concentrate on. See, I really want Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. I feel like that'll help curb that craving of like I can get this really nice cask strength, high age, good Scotch for cheaper or the same price as it would be if I tried searching for it. Anyway. Yep, it's not a ton of peat, but that's better than a Lore to me for the price. Makes sense. I don't dislike it at all. I like it a lot, but I want I feel like from what I've heard is when you get into peated Scotch, you kind of have the same arc that you get in bourbon, where you like lower proof stuff, and all of a sudden you're like you find proof, and you become a proof whore, and then you still love proof, but it doesn't matter quite as much, and then you settle somewhere toward the middle where you're like, oh yeah, this 100 proofer, 110, that's pretty good stuff. Then the lower proof stuff is a little light, and then cask strength is awesome. I feel like that's how peated Scotch is. Like, I started off, I'm like, lightly peated is fine. I thought Highland Park was fucking peated, but now it just tastes like not peated, right? But anyway, I mean, if it's a first and only Scotch I've had for the night, I can get the peat. But after this stuff, it's just like no chance. And then you go up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, Lafroig, Ardbeg, hell yeah, Octomore. Then eventually I'll plateau, and then I'll come back down, and I'll be like, yeah, just like a nice like peated Speyside or something will be good. But yeah, they took the last 4 cartridges and put them all together. Interesting. Have the known world. Half the known world are friends of frogs.
Not Freud.
He says frogs.
I know, but it was probably up.
Or maybe he meant to say frogs. We don't know. We could be friends of frogs too.
Yep, we can.
What's wrong with frogs? Are you judging frogs?
They're slimy.
You want to know what? You get a little slimy sometimes. I don't judge you.
That is disgusting. Maybe you should watch what you say on the air.
Maybe you should get off your phone.
Because I have the passion level.
Anyway, my eye is driving me fucking nuts.
I wonder why it's doing that.
It's excited
For
what I see on the screen.
What do you see on the screen? If you touch me, I swear to God.
Highland Park isn't really peated. We tell folks that all the time. It is just a bit in there to wake it up. That's all. Yes, and I understand that now, as someone who drinks heavily peated Scotch now. I can't find the peat to save my life in Highland Park, but it is good. It's still good whiskey. To be fair, Ben Romick is a nice peated Speyside, especially their contrast line. Cheap too. Good to know. I'm just getting better with names of scotches, or like understanding, like picturing the bottle when you guys say what a kind of scotch. Like I can picture what the bottle looks like, but I'm not fully there yet. Okay, glass D. It's got sweet peat on the nose. Light dessertiness. A hint of stone fruit, but it is very light fruity. Maybe like pears as well. Which I think I said last time. But the peat aspect is definitely more there this time.
Martha, come to join us.
Oh,
Look at everyone.
but the palette is so good. So good. Oh.
He doesn't want you to touch it.
It's just, I love the meaty smoked meat, brisket fat, like salty, peppery. Palates are just so good. Ugh.
You like salty things?
Yeah.
Thick salty things?
Yeah.
Martha's hungry. He wants to know why you haven't fed him yet.
Why haven't you fed me yet? I'm starving.
First of all,
All I ate in the last 7 hours is a protein shake. And I worked out
why didn't
after work.
you eat?
Because I made the curry and then I didn't have time to eat it.
Well, whose fault is that?
Alright, let's go back to glass C. God. Smelling bourbon after doing peated Scotch is an experience, to say the least. I mean, you get just smacked across the face with, like, candy. Okay, the citrus on this is still very up there, very citrusy. but a nice peat in there as well, like a more delicate peat compared to the others. Still moist, still wet. I gotta say, I don't get that moist dampness in glass C. I don't think I get that dampness in glass or D or A. But in B and C, I definitely get a moist, damp note. But it does smell very nice.
Very nice.
Very fresh. It's like oceany, like like a fresh ocean air or something. Ooh, I feel like that ocean air, that sea spray note is good here. It's like a very fresh peat. It's like a bonfire next to the ocean on a beach somewhere. Maybe that's why I'm getting orange juice on the beach.
Bonfire on the beach.
I don't know. I feel like that would be a vibe, wouldn't it? Just dig some
Like in the
sand
movies?
and then you put some wood in
Didn't we talk about this already on a live stream? Having a bonfire by the beach, because neither of us had one, and we talked about how to even do that, and do people even do that, or is it just a movie thing? Because we've never seen anyone do that.
I don't know, but I would like to do that.
You would like to do a lot of things, but
I would also like for my eye to stop moving.
oh my lord.
Anyway, Glacia. Glacia is a subtle underdog. Most Bayside/Highland peat is not easy to find and or expensive. There's also Lachai, which is really dark, dirty peat. See, now DJ D-Rec actually has a bottle of Lachai at home, and I like it. It's pretty good, but I've only ever had it after drinking these monsters of peat. I'd like to go to their house with a fresh nose and try a dram of the Lachai.
Well, you'll be there on Saturday.
I will, eating smoked brisket.
I thought it was corned beef.
Smoked corned beef, whatever, same thing. Yes, I will be bringing some peated scotches over there, and I'll also be drinking some of his peated scotch. But I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to start with his and end with mine.
If you could drink his peated
I'm going to
scotch,
pour
or are you
all
just
of my
assuming
peated
that he's gonna
scotch
let you?
down his throat until he gets drunk and then says, you can just have it all. And then I'm going to...
What if my dad didn't like you and you didn't want to share?
I would be sad. I think I would care more that he didn't like me than I would about him not sharing.
Oh. But what if he's not sharing because he doesn't like you?
Then I'd be in a rock and a hard place. I have some Balechin I can share, peated version of Edrador. Interesting. I haven't heard of either of those two things, but it sounds interesting. It sounds nice. You've had Talisker, right? Yes. Derek actually has Talisker and Talisker Storm, I think. So I have had them, but again, the most recent times I've had, I went to their house after the live stream 2 weeks ago, and I took like a quarter ounce out of like each bottle that he has that's peated. So, but it was after drinking these, or well, after drinking Ardbeg Ugadal basically, and Lagavulin 16. So my experience was a little tainted because my Peter meter was off. But I'd like to try them fresh. Fresh ocean air equals the iodine, not the medicinal thing, which is sometimes different. Okay, interesting. I should just buy. Can you buy iodine? Is that a thing?
I think so.
I should just buy some. Especially for like peated scotch. Like most bourbon stuff is household items. You can just go smell in your spice cabinet. But like, I wouldn't mind getting some iodine and like seeing what that smells like and really kind of put the two together. Before I dove head first in the peated scotch, yes, absolutely, very accurate. Burnt ends and Lachai is amazing.
So we have to go find some Lachai.
Your dad has it.
Oh.
Yeah. And they have it at Total Wine too. I thought about buying it, but I knew your dad had it, and I was just like, well, I'll hold off for now, and I'd rather get stuff that your dad doesn't have so that I can let him try it, and I can just try his, and then sharing is caring.
Did you just assume that he wants to share with you? What if he's actually not a sharing kind of person?
Well, you know what?
And you just are forcing him
then that just sucks because I've drank a lot of his whiskey.
He turns to my mom and he goes, that fucker.
That bastard.
Takes my child and then he takes my whiskey. I'm going to kick his ass.
Edredor is one of the smallest of all Scotch distilleries. Oh. See, I look even more interested when I'm trying to hold my eyelid up. Interesting. Don't even need to buy iodine. Just go to the drugstore, open the bottle. Oh. That's fair. What is it used for? Isn't it like...
It's like a cleaning.
Yeah, I would say, don't you like put it on your wound to like clean it off?
And it's like red.
It's more like a brown bottle, I
Okay,
think.
whatever you fucking say.
I still have Belechin straight from the cask. SFTC. 500 mil. Oloroso. Down to one long pour left in there. I don't know what that is, but the way you make it sound is that it's amazing, and I'm jealous. That's going to be an important day pour, right? You're going to have it, and you're just going to sit down, and like, I feel like that's the kind of thing you drink in a zombie apocalypse when you run out of food, and you're just like, I'm going to die tomorrow. Yeah. Disinfectant. Okay. Yeah, so we're accurate. Yes, straight from the cask. Look at me. Look at me using my bourbon knowledge to piece together some Scotch intel here.
Look at you go.
I gotta get Casey to go from peated Scotch straight into bourbon. And maybe he probably already has done it, to be honest, but like, that smells so sweet. It's really sweet. It's like a little obnoxious, to be honest.
Yeah? Just like that noise I was making, you know?
You know what? That was rude. All right, glass B on the nose. I think I like glass B the best. Glass B, it gives you the warm and fuzzies inside. The nose and the palate and everything about it, it's so robust and earthy and peaty and salty and some pepper and leather and a little bit of like that nice vanilla frosting note from before. Oh, ham, honeyed ham.
Back on the ham.
Oh, I love a good ham note. Actually, some of my favorite whiskeys have a good ham note, like a honeyed ham, like that one Old Carter, that Sugar Kitty. No. Joe Dickens?
I want to say Old Carter was Sugar Kitty.
Was it Sugar Kitty?
I think so.
Someone sent me Old Carter, and it tasted like honeyed ham, and it was awesome. And so I really do appreciate that note. All right, glass B on the palate.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Since you're clapping?
That's nice. Quite good. I like it. I like it a lot. Thumb up. Double thumb up. All right. I feel like the thing about Glass B is that there's just a lot of peat, earthy, robust oak and pepper and leather. Just like there's a lot less sweet notes in it, and I feel like in this point of my Scotch journey, I really am appreciating the absolute face smacking peat aspect in that. I just like it a lot. I feel like it's funny because when I drink bourbon, I don't like leathery tobacco notes as much. I like them, but they're never usually my favorite kind of bourbon. But yet in Scotch, I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, if you're going to throw peat at me, throw it at me all the way. And I know that'll change, but it sure is good right now.
I'm getting hungry. I'm hungry.
Edredor, I'm starving. Edinburgh Dirty, Sherry, and Bletchin Dirty Sherry Peaked. But you said the Bletchin was the one that you had a little bit of. So is that super rare? I've never even heard of it, but it sounds very nice. We just tasted Bletchin on Scotch Down Under. We decided it was maple glazed burnt ends. Sounds so good. I could have sent my old Carter. I have had a bottle of that. A ton of caramel and brown sugar to go with the ham. Very umami. Umami. Jinx.
You like mommies?
Ooh, umami.
What is
I say that to Lauren sometimes. Anyway,
They don't want to know that.
hey, why'd you take them out of... Oh, no, I was just covering them up.
What?
Nothing.
What's wrong with you?
It probably was you. I believe Old Carter Bourbon Batch 10. I believe so too. That sounds very accurate. Zach says, a customer dropped an extra añejo tequila on my desk today as a gift. It's delicious and I'll bring it on Friday. Time for your tequila arc. Ooh, I'm not even done with my Scotch arc, bud. Fucking A. But you know what? I won't turn down a good tequila because tequila's pretty good. And tequila and mezcal. I don't discriminate. As I always say to people, I'm an equal opportunity drinker. I like beer, bourbon, Scotch, tequila, rum, wine. Find me something I don't like besides Malort.
I was literally thinking that.
No, I fuck with tequila though, for sure. Especially good tequila, like aged añejo. Good stuff. Regular Edredor is available around. Bletchin, Bletchin I had to order direct from Scotland. So is Bletchin a type of Edredor? Is that what I'm catching here? Edredor, Dirty Dairy, Bletchin, Dirty Cherry Peat. It could be. Anyway. Fucking eyeballs. Or just singular eyeball. On to glass A. Cherry Dr. Pepper.
I like Dr. Pepper.
Cherry Dr. Pepper. Oh, that's a fantastic note. I can't believe I got that. Or
I can smell the burnt end.
Cherry Root Beer Float.
I don't know what that means.
It's got root beer float vibes, big time.
Big time. Guys.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure.
I like it.
I like the big.
No, I was more going for the Kendrick Lamar. Like, I like it.
I like the
No.
chunky.
Oh my gosh, that is like cherry Dr. Pepper, root beer float, that creamy ice cream in a root beer float, you know? The peach is hiding a little bit, but it is super, super desserty on the nose. I mean, that is outrageously desserty. Salute. See, it's an acquired taste, but also really good. Like that Band-Aid-y peat smoke flavor mixed with that, like, it is still super sweet, especially on the front of the palate. Super sweet, root beer float, cherry, Dr. Pepper, and then it kind of molds into that peat aspect, the smokiness and Band-Aid and maybe iodine. I don't even know if iodine's in this anymore. I'm starting to question myself. But I am gonna have hard time. I have a hard time deciding what one of these is going to be my favorite. I know you're not really drinking a whole lot, but do you want to?
No.
You don't want to try what iodine tastes like?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty
I think
positive.
it's
No,
fine.
I don't get.
Okay. Ooh, mommy.
Where did we go again?
I will say though, glass A, up until you swallow, is the most like bourbon. The rest of them, not so much. But as soon as you swallow and you get that finish of glass A, bourbon be gone, because that is Scotch through and through. And I think it's just that sherry is giving so much dessert. I like it. So never had Johnny Smoking come in. No, I haven't. None of you guys have sent it to me, and I'm willing to try it. All it needs to do is appear on my doorstep. Yes, both are made at the same distillery, but sold under different brand names. Okay, interesting. This is the same as Lachag and Tobermory, or Port Charlotte, Octomore, and Bruichladdich. Well, technically the Port Charlotte still says Bruichladdich on it, doesn't it? It doesn't.
So it's not Bruichladdich?
It is Bruichladdich, but it's kind of like...
It says it right there, the B.
No, it doesn't.
That's the B right there.
Oh, well. It's more like how Buffalo Trace is also Weller, is also A.H. Taylor, or Jim Beam is also, Knob Creek is also Booker's, like that kind of thing. But, I want an Octomore so bad. So, there's a couple Octomores by me right now, but I can only find 14.1, 15.1, 14.2, and 15.2. I can't find any 0.3s, and the 0.3 is the one I really, really want. Specifically the 15.3, and I know that the ppm is just a number. It's got like a ppm of 308. I want to have it. I want to have it right here. I just want it. You know?
Yep, we know.
But I don't think I'll find it, which means I'm probably not going to get an Octomore until next year.
And it could suck.
And it could suck. Let's be honest, it's probably not going to suck. But with those choices, you should be able to taste them just from the smell.
Yeah, holding.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Looking at a Linkwood 18 single cask. I don't even know what that is. So much money for Octomore. Stop the FOMO. I know, but it's just, everyone always says it's so good. I refuse to buy Octomore. The 0.3s are more expensive. I know. Unfortunately, that's the way I am. I always like to buy the more expensive ones.
Holden has expensive taste.
To be fair, I think I'm doing pretty good in my want for Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Like, the fact that I'm going to go with a nameless, faceless, like, non-allocated whiskey and buy it just for the sole purpose of it being tasty, I think that's
so
a
you
pretty
never
big step
find
up for
out
me.
what it is?
No, you do, but you don't. It's not like, here's the thing. Ardbeg. If it's from, so there's a number on it, like whatever, it's like 61 or 63.05 would mean 63 would be whatever distillery it's from, and it has all the way up to whatever number. And then the point is how many barrels from that distillery they've done. So like if it was 63.17, it means they had picked 17 barrels over the course of their tenure from distillery number 63. And you can go on Google and you can look up the distillery codes, and basically number 1 is this, number 2 is this, whatever. So this means it's whatever barrel from that distillery. So I would be able to tell that it's Ardbeg, but here's a kicker. A Ardbeg committee release would be special, right? But it's 46% alcohol and $200 and probably only 7 years old. I can get an Ardbeg pick from Scotch Malt Whiskey Society that's 12 years old, that's $200 at cask strength. It just doesn't have cool marketing around it. Or I could get it at $150 or even less. Or I could get a 23-year-old for like $500, but like, what 23-year-old whiskey do you get for $500? You feel? I feel like in order to do my 25-year-old whiskey thing that I want to do to get something aged before I was born, I definitely think Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is the best way to achieve that, because they're gonna have good tasting whiskey for a price that I can afford. Afford is a loose term.
You mean the price that Lauren can afford?
Yes. Scotch and Whiskey Society will wreck your mortgage payments. They'll eat you out of house and home. That's true. Scotch and Whiskey Society is the last independent bottler I would ever consider, but that's me. But what other ones are there? I mean, I know there's technically Compass Box is an independent bottler, right? And there's Smokehead, is that it? Is it independent bottler? But like, when I compare what the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society has compared to the other ones, I like the options, I guess. I don't know. Well, Peter, enlighten me. Tell me the best 3, and I can look, and not even like arguing with you. I just want to know the best 3 so I can look at them. Like, I don't have my heart set on Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. I like the idea of what they got going on. I like the categories of it. I like the options of it. I like the fact that I can get into an exclusive club when we go to Scotland. That's pretty cool. But I'm not tied to it at all. So if you know better than me, which you do because you're definitely more experienced in this world than I am, tell me. Okay, I need to pick a favorite here.
Yes, you do.
Then I need to eat. I got piss. I got all sorts of bodily functions going on, and you're pinching me, and but you're perfect. That's fair. I don't know. That's the other thing about all of it is I can order any Scotch Malt Whiskey Society online, and the selection of Scotch in Wisconsin is poor. So, there are a ton of them, just not all that available in the U.S. There are Gordon, MacPhail, Signatorial, Adelphi, Duncan Taylor. See, I went to Total Wine. They had a few. And I guess I didn't specifically look for those names, but nothing jumped out as it was going to be decent whiskey. It's nothing I ever heard of. Granted, I haven't heard of those either. But I'll look next time I go to Total Wine. There is one in Appleton now, which is a lot closer. It's only a half-hour drive, so compared to the hour-and-a-half drive it is to get to Milwaukee. You can order it direct from Scotland, and it will be less money than Scotch Malt Whiskey. Out of these ones, you can order it from Scotland. Like, you guys just need to tell me how to do it, and then I can do it. That's what I need to know. If you're saying I can get good whiskey at cask strength from these places for cheaper, tell me how to do it. I ain't scared.
You want to know what the first step is?
I ain't scared of no ghosts getting done live streaming so you can eat.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, let's rank these sons of bitches.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
This one is definitely first. This one's a lettuce, but I really like it a lot. It's hard because I like all of them.
I'm so hungry, Martha. He can't even walk straight anymore.
One more sip, and I think I got her. That's it. So my order goes in last place, and these are all really good. It was not an easy decision, but last place is C. Third place is A. Second place is D. First place, B. You can order dozens from Scotland, but don't expect it to be cheap. Just cheaper than SS or SMWS. You get a list that you can get and contact Sugar Kitty or myself, and it may work out. Okay. Total Wine will hide the good stuff on the bottom shelf in the corner behind the store boards. Their store brands, if they have a decent selection, that's true. They promote their store brands a fuckload. Definitely be careful with the Total Wine, Shield Egg, etc. crap. Yeah, Total Wine really loves to push their shit on you. All right, glass C.
Here's the answers.
Can you just read them off? I just want to know what glass C is first.
That one is the little one.
Kilhoman?
Yeah.
I thought so. Okay, let's go ahead and guess first. I knew this. I thought this one was Kilhoman, Lefroy, Ugadal, Corey Brecken. Those are my guesses.
You're wrong.
Okay, what's glass A?
Lefroy.
I know. It is really good though. It is very good. Glass D.
That's Corey Brecken.
So I really like Ugadal the best. That's crazy.
You said early on that you thought that was Ugadal. Of course you like it the best. You've been fucking nonstop talking about it. Fucking crazy person.
Ugadal. I just find it a little bit surprising. I really thought that was Corey Brecken. When I had them, like, I didn't have them side by side, but I did have them one right after the other. And the Corey Brecken seemed a lot less sweet than the Ugadal. The Ugadal seemed a lot more sweet. And although this did smell a lot like pure vanilla frosting, this one had more of the lighter fruit notes, I guess, like pears or whatever. Interesting development. However, very nice. Where is your Total Wine? We have one in Appleton. It is brand spanking new this year, new. And then we have the next closest one is in Milwaukee, which is an hour and a half drive away.
There's another one in Milwaukee.
There's a couple in Milwaukee.
There's
two or three.
I think there's two.
Is there two only?
Yeah, there's one in Brookfield and one in Milwaukee.
Yeah. So there's few and far between. Our Scotch choices around here are extremely limited. Total Wine has the best, but it's still nothing grand. You know what I mean? So, that being said, I think the biggest surprise out of this blind is that I like Ugadal better than Corey Brecken. It's shocking. It's shocking to me. But this Kilhoman is really, really good. And I do really, really, really like the Lefroy also. I had it a lot more than I've had these other ones besides Ugadal. But I've had the Lefroy a couple times now, so it was pretty easy to pick out, especially with the color and the medicinal taste. Corey Brecken is solid, but for $20 more than the Ugadal, and the Ugadal I like better. Sue me, but Ugadal might be my favorite Peated Scotch. It might be my favorite Scotch so far. But although it lost against Lagavulin in 16, but could have been the day. We'll do a side by side in the future. Okay, I see the one in Appleton. Yes. Peter White says Oogie versus Corey, the never-ending battle. I know, and I'm trying not to be an Ardbeg fanboy because I hate being a fanboy of a specific distillery, especially when it's like something that's already popular. But it's just, I like specifically the noses of them are very good. But specifically, I just really enjoy the palate of what Ardbeg, like that dense peat that Ardbeg brings. I just like it a lot. It's just, Corey is more expensive in Canada, coast to coast. Really, Corey is $105 to $110. I have seen it for $130 around here, but at Woodman's it's about $110. Whereas the Ugadal is $80. That's like a $30 difference. And the Ugadal is just so good. Craft, they have pretty well nothing on that Total Wine. What a letdown. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I want a good Scotch selection, I have to go to Binny's in Illinois or Chicago specifically.
Well,
It had decent selection, but I don't know if it had necessarily any better selection than
it had
Total
Gas
Wine.
and Axe, so that's pretty good.
Yes. But Binny's in Chicago is probably the closest really large liquor store, and I have not been into Scotch while at that Binny's, so I have no idea what their selection actually looks like. But I will say that the Total Wines around here suck, and that the whole reason I wanted to get Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is because I want more access to really good Scotch, and specifically at cask strength, because I like the idea of having the extra proof there. I can water it down if I want to. I never normally do, but I can if I want. I wonder.
Okay, you're about to ruin it. There's a lot left in there. You're gonna ruin all of that.
These two are cask strength, roughly. So let's do a little water in the Corey and see how that changes a little bit. See, every time I add water to whiskey, it just kind of brings it down a little bit. I do say that this offers a little bit more of the peat and less of the fruit, but it also just feels a little simpler. It's like vanilla and peat, and not a whole lot going on in the nose compared to what it was doing before.
Your teeth are gonna rot when you do that.
It is significantly easier to drink. I mean, I don't have problems, but like, it is easy going, still heavy peat, still a lot of like spice and meatiness to it, but like, I don't know, lighter. That's the way I feel though. Every time I add water to whiskey, it's exactly what it tasted like last time, but lighter. And if I can get the tasting notes without adding water, then why add water? That's just my 2 cents. I know there's some people out there who love to add like a couple drops of water, and I don't fault them for that. I'm not one of them. Road trip to Alberta with a U-Haul and your mighty USD. You should have said USD instead of US dollar sign, because it would have been way funnier if you talked about my mighty USD. Heaven on earth for single malts. Well, tell you what, Peter, I'll get a truck together filled with whiskey that you want from America that you can't get in Canada, and I'll come up there, deliver it to you, and then bring back a fuckload of Scotch for myself. Or you can just buy Scotch for me, and we'll just swap. That way I don't have to spend the money twice. You know what I'm saying? More access, yes. Not all great Scotch, but for a big hit and price tag. Let me check what Binny's has. They got a good reputation. Binny's has a bunch of great bottles. Far better option. You ready to go back to Chicago?
Right now?
Yes. We're leaving tomorrow.
We have to work.
Fuck. Well, good to know. I love Binny's. We love Binny's. It's kind of our favorite to go to. We specifically go to the one on the Lincoln Park Binny's, which is across from the Goose Island Tap House, Brewery. But she's too hungry to kiss me. Yeah, we gotta wrap it up because I'm about to piss my pants. Peter White says, I don't live in Alberta, as you are aware.
Holden's not aware. He doesn't know where anything is.
I realize that he doesn't live in Alberta, but like, wouldn't it be easier for him to get it?
Do you know how
there?
big Canada is?
Okay, where is Alberta compared to where he is? Isn't Alberta the one by New York? Like above where we were? Above? Isn't Alberta above? Wait, is Alberta above the falls, or is it over here? I
I
forget.
think it's over there, because I'm pretty sure British Columbia is the one that's over there.
Is it?
Or
No, it's not British
all I know
Columbia.
is Vancouver is over by Washington.
Maybe no. Fuck, dude.
We
We all know
about
I'm
this
geographically
before,
challenged,
but I
but
don't have the energy.
would they ship to you? I guess I never looked. I never even considered getting shipping from a store that's close. I only ever think of shipping as like distributors like Reserve Bar. But I guess I could look into that. That's a good point. U.S. education at work. Hell yeah.
To be fair, they don't teach us much about Canada.
That's true. Besides the fact that they're all very nice, love maple syrup and hockey. That's the US's. OMG, Canada is right next to British Columbia, all the way out west. Or Alberta is next to British Columbia. All the way.
Okay. That's good.
What's above Niagara Falls? What is that? That one, it's a big one.
It's the one that we went to.
We didn't go there. We went to Niagara, but we didn't go to the one above it, which is right next to. Wait.
We had. This.
There's like here's the falls,
These are the
and then there's
states
one.
that they
There's
have.
one like right here.
There's like a few of them. There's like 7 of them.
Yeah, but Toronto. It's Toronto.
That's a city though. No.
Whatever. I don't know things, okay? I'm just talking about what I know, and me.
We're gonna talk about this off camera, and then we're gonna come back next week and be able to identify all the
it's Ontario.
landmarks in Canada.
We're gonna study the Canadian map. Anyway, that being said, guys, we gotta log off. I'm gonna pee my pants, and I'm not wearing underwear, so it's just gonna go all
I'm
over the
gonna
floor.
eat, and Holden's not gonna shut the fuck up, and we're gonna watch Temptation Island.
Which is just a fucking weird show. But it's interesting enough. So that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. As always, we love you all, part of the TGIT crew. If you want to check out whoever else is live streaming, maybe 21090, maybe, the Bourbon Junkies always do, usually. Maybe My Bourbon Journey, he was on here earlier. Maybe he's live streaming. Badass Bobby sometimes is on. Sugar Kitty likes to usually put it in the chat, whoever's live streaming, so I'm sure he will again. Hashtag GeographyB, hell yeah. Thanks for all the Scotch input, as always. I hardly know anything about Scotch. I'm barely scratching the surface compared to what you guys know, but I actually really appreciate the suggestions. Hence, the Kilhoman and the Car Trust are both ones suggested by you guys. So, that being said, I need to log off before we have pee on the floor, and we'll see you all in the next class. Cheers.
Yeah, wait till you watch it. It's funny. Okay,
It's
it's not
odd.
funny. It's